Hi, thank you for tuning in another section of Jeffrey the Barber. Right now I'm about to use the T outliner. I'm gonna do the fade in levels. Normally I do it backwards, but I could show you that I could do it different weights, the fade. We're gonna use the T outliner. We're not gonna do it that way, no. We're gonna do it that way. Because when you do it that way, and we're gonna stay right there, when you do it that way, you don't print a line. So it is easier to erase that line. Like I said before, I normally start from the top with a number 2 or 3, but I'm doing it now this fade with levels. He's getting a skin type fade, actually a type mid fade, and this is how you do it, step by step. So yeah, you keep doing the other side right there, and like I said, this way when you use it with the trimmer facing up like that, you know, that's a time. But don't do it like that, because then it takes you a long time to erase the line. So just use it the way that I'm using it, like that. You start with the trimmer, the T outliner, and you make sure you do a nice guideline all around. Now we're about to use Andy, and we're gonna use Cool Care, and we're gonna turn it on, and you're gonna hear the clipper that it loose. Then always wipe your machines, sanitize it, and wipe it. So we're gonna pass the Andy shaver right there. This will make the fade real nice and tight. I mean, this will put it real smooth. You're not gonna feel no tocones, I call it, like roots. So it will be a lot tighter and smoother. Now we're gonna use you see how it's open, and I'm closing it. We're gonna leave it open now. That's a half. When it's open, it's half, and we're gonna do it that level. Now when you do it like that, you don't print. The more you go up, you don't print, you don't push the blade in. You want to do a guideline, but you don't want it to go too so you could see it dark, because then when you erase that one, it's gonna make the whole process you know, especially in this kind of hair, it's gonna make it more difficult to erase the guideline. But you see that? Now we're gonna use the number 1, the 1/8, and we're gonna click it, and we're gonna close it, and that we're gonna open. So we're gonna use a 1.5, and right away we're gonna start blending in between, and watch the line fade it in right away. You see what I'm saying? Automatically I will go another level, like 2, but there's no need to, because he already, you see how the fade in is happening. So right now what we're passing is 1.5, and now we're gonna close it a little bit, and see the shadow right there. That's where we're gonna watch. You see the shadow right there? We're gonna pass the 1.5, and the minute that I don't see this grabbing it, then I close it a little bit more, and you see the shadow right there. We're gonna pass it there. The eye is gonna let you know. So, and then the clippers and the hair is gonna let you know if it's not grabbing it. Then you close it right there, you see, and you're gonna see that it's gonna grab it. You go little by little, step by step, you see. Then I know that it's a shadow right there. Then I lift it up a little bit. If I'm gonna go higher, I raise the level. If I go lower, I close the level. The trick is in the level, pretty much, but also keep your eyes, and the eyes and the hair will not lie. Right now we're using the 1/16. Now with it, we're gonna go right in between it, and it's not gonna grab that much, but we're gonna go the most that we can. And this is how you do it. You go right in between the line. You see the shadow right there? If I want to go up with that one, I can. I just open the level, and that's the 1/16.5. And you're gonna go right there. That, you see how I keep it that section? I don't go higher than that. I just keep it there. And then if I see that it's not grabbing it, then I close the level, so it could take those shadows. Not completely, but little bit by little. And you know, watch. You see that shadow right there? I close a little bit. It's open, and then I could close it. And I use the corners. If you see, I'm using the corners. So right there, you see the shadow going away? That's how I work it. That's how I do it. And pretty much, you see, we get in a nice clean. We close. It was open. Now we close it, and the lower we go, then we close it completely and fit it in. Now we take the 116 and we're gonna go a little bit less than 0, but not completely 0, and we're gonna go right in between the line. And you see that it's gonna erase a little bit. Now look, even though I didn't pass it the other way, you see how the line is still there in the middle, and that's not even completely like the 0 of the clipper tight yet, and I still gotta pass the ending. But see, now it's tight. Now we're gonna go really tight, and you're gonna see the line disappear right there. You see that? Not completely, but you see how hard it is to make it go. It takes a lot of same move and the lever and maintain it. And if you don't see that it hasn't gone, it's because you still gotta go and go closer. Now when you see shadows, then you open the level right there. I go a little higher, and now see, I close it completely, and we're gonna go that line right there. You're gonna see that, it's the line is still there, but it's going away little by little. It's going away. You see that? Little by little. I open the level when I see a shadow here and there, and I use the corner. Then the lever, I open it. You see that? And I use the corner just enough to get those shadow spot. Then I close and I go back to the line, right? And I keep doing it right there, right there. Maintaining it. Now we're gonna use the Andy 90 edition. This machine is super dope. The blade, if you notice, is really slim and thin, and what makes it really good is that the line that I couldn't raise with the other one is super sharp. This machine is heavy. For those who barbers have tried it, this machine is super heavy, but it's heavy duty and it does the job. And you see how the line it gets more erased and more detail. Right there, I open it a little bit, and I'm gonna go higher and nice and safely. I use the corner, like I said, when I see a shadow. And then I close it again, and I go back again to the line. Once again, look, right there. I stay within where I see the lines. And there's a line right there. I go right there. I do small stroke. You know what I mean? I don't go, I stay right there in that zone. Now, right there, I open the lever, and I go a little higher. And then I close it again, and I go small stroke right at the line where I see the shadow of the line. Now, the shaver Andy is gonna actually raise those the line that you almost could see or don't see, and you're gonna use only the tip of the corners, and you're gonna see right there how gently this machine, the Andy shaver, if you don't be careful, you can make even lines and everything. So you gotta use only gentle and only the corners. Right there, and look at that disappear. Look at the fade. Same thing, same scenario. Open the lever. We're gonna do half, and we're gonna go to, like half an inch. Make sure you grab the ear, the hand with the ear, the finger, and then we're gonna go once again with the guard number 1, and we're gonna go right in between 1.5, and that's where we're gonna be doing taking the shadow. Do a C motion. The C motion, I explain later what's the C motion. As of right now, like I said, look at that shadow right there. I use that corner to take that shadow to go safely. I don't want to go with the whole clipper. I go with the corner, and I go with the flow of the thing. Now we're using the number 2, the guard number 2, and we're gonna pass it higher right there. Normally that's where I started with the 2, and I go my way down. But now, let's see, I'm working with the 2, and I'm gonna, once again, I'm using the corner of the 2. I'm not using the whole clip, and I'm going as the hair goes that way, then I go the other way, and then see how I'm taking the bulkiness out of that shadow. That's what I'm doing with number 2, and then you keep doing it. Now we're gonna go to 1, the guard number 1, open lever, and that right there, we're gonna go right in the middle, right there in the middle. Once you do that, right, you're gonna see that at top there's one shadow, there's another one there, and there's 3 lines. So that's the C motion right there. Now what we're gonna do is the C motion. See that? You see how when I go up, I do the C motion. I'm gonna show. Let me see if I could do it right here in a minute. Hold on a second. C motion. That's the motion that you want to do right there. And then see, when you do that, you take only enough, and you don't take a lot of the bulkiness. You take just the shadow. Now you close it little by little, and you see that shadow right there. And if it doesn't grab it, you see it didn't grab it that much. To the naked eye, you cannot see it, but then you close the level, and then you're gonna see that it's gonna go little by little. You see what I'm saying? And then you keep going, looking for all the shadows, etc., etc. Now we're going to the 116. The 116, we're gonna click it right there, and then we're gonna open level a little bit. You see that where I point? That shadow right there. Watch how it goes. You see what I'm saying? And then watch that. There's a shadow right there. You see that shadow right there? I lift the level a little bit, and there's another shadow right there. You see that right there? And you see how all the lines are going away. And then I close it a little bit more, and you see that shadow right there? You see where I point? Watch how it goes. Right there, right there. And then, you know, there's a shadow right on the right side, not on the right. There's the left, but watch that shadow right there. Watch, I'm gonna take care of that in a minute. We back to number 2, and we're gonna. This is how I click and make sure that it's click hanging, not hanging, but clip. And we're gonna open level, and we're gonna take that bulkiness right there. You see that shadow, and we're gonna do the C motion again. Whoop, we take that right there. You see that shadow? You see how it went that right away, that bulkiness right there, that darkness, that shadow right there. You see that? Boom, boom, C motion. And that's in the flicker is in the wrist. Like that's in the flick of the wrist. The flick of the wrist. My English is not the best, singing the song, but you know what I'm saying. So there you go. The flick is in the wrist right there. You see that shadow right there? Then you do the C motion, close it a little bit. If it's not grabbing, you see that, then the shadow will go away. The minute that you work with the level, you will see the shadow go away and all that. Now we see we're still using the 2, and I'm pointing right there. There's a shadow right there, and you're gonna see how it's gonna go really, really nice. Now we're gonna go back to number 1, and we see that shadow right there. We're gonna boom. It's 1.5 right there. So we're gonna pass number 1.5 right where I see the shadow right there. You see that right there, and small stroke. I put the level closer, lower, and I go lower, and I go small strokes, closer completely, and more even shorter strokes in the same spot where I see the shadows right there. You see, I see shadows right there. Now right there, I open the level and I go a little higher because I see all the shadows right there. Now we're gonna go 116. The 116, we click it, we put it, I blow it, the hairs, and then you see the shadows right there where I point. That's where we're gonna go right there. Open the lever, and that's because I had to go that shadow right there. And you're gonna see, boom, you see how right there, you see that shadow right there that I said earlier? Look at that. Close it and watch, gone. The eye will never lie, it will tell you. Now we back to the 116, and we're gonna go where that shadow that I just point. We're gonna go nice and gentle right there, and we're gonna take care of that right there. You see that right there? And always make sure you brush, you know, as you do, you know, taking that shadow right there. Watch how my other hand with the brush it after I done. See, I brush it, then I open the level, then I close it again, and I do small stroke in between now the line. So I'm using the 116. All right, and still we're gonna open the level a little bit, so it's 116.5, and we're gonna go raise right then in that section. The higher that you go, you don't want to go too higher than that. And see, I close it when I see that it's not grabbing, then I close it, and you will see the shadow right there when I'm passing it going away. Now once you have all the blend in real nice, then you go really, really tight and small stroke. Now that it doesn't grab, I go with the 0 of the Warhol magic clip. The blade will not take it right away, but at least you will see that, look, you already take it. Now open it a little bit because you're gonna make another guideline, and that guideline is another shadow, and that shadow you will take it like that. Now right there, see, you use the corner. At this point I'm using the corners, I'm not using the whole completely blade because I don't want to erase the fade. Now once again, close now completely the magic clip, and you're gonna stay small stroke, and don't push it too hard, because if it will not cut it. Now you open it again, and right there, you see I use the corner of the thing, and you see where the shadow is. Watch this, boom, is going away. And now that I finished that, now we're gonna do the back too. Close completely, right? And we're gonna stay right there. You see the line, and you see that right there, boom. And you're gonna see I open, I see the shadow, you see the corner, how I use more the corner, you see that little corner in the shadows. Look, boom, you see what I'm saying? I'm not using the whole completely flat. At times I do, but not, right there I'm using the corner, and I'm doing still the seam motion. Now I'll close it completely, and I go all the way to the bottom, right there, all the way, real nice and tight. If I see that it don't grab it no more, then I go to Andy's, the 90 edition, and you see the line right there where I point. Watch this. Then you go small stroke with the lever all the way closed in, and you're gonna do small stroke right there. Keep, you know what I mean? You gotta look. Then I open a little bit and I raise it up, and you see that shadow right there. You see how I'm using the corner. I take that out. You know what I mean? I see it. I want to take it out with the corner right there. You see what I'm saying? There's little things that the eye will tell you when you see it. I mean, this, even from this camera, it let me know right away, so I can't escape it. Look, now I go smaller stroke, right? And then I'm using the little bit less than a half. Now I'll open a little bit and I use the corner. I'll open a little bit more and I use the other corner, you see that? And right there, boom, I open it a little more and I go higher. And you will hear with this machine, you will hear the hair going. I close it, then I go right again, small stroke right in where I see the way it was the line that I did with the guideline. And you're gonna stay in that section right there, and then you open the level, shake hands of some of your co-workers, then go back, and I use the corner once again. Now we're gonna use back again the Andy, and if you see the line, like I say, only use flat at time, but most of the time the corners, and do it nice and gentle. Don't push it, and just, look at that line and everything go. Now we're gonna saturate. We're gonna wet the hair really good. He got really thick hair, so if you don't put enough, it will get dry right away. But you don't want to put too much that he's basically gonna feel like he's taking a shower. I'm sure he's gonna take a shower after. But that section right there, that's a bulkness, and we're gonna use the oyster scissors, and we're gonna do in between with the lifting the combs. We're gonna put the scissors in between, and you see that we're gonna lift the hair, and we're gonna make sure this is how, like I said, you pick your hair nice and safely. I could have done it with any a guard like a number 3, but at this point I like to do it with this type of hair. I like to do it with the scissors. I have a better control of the amount that I want to take and whatnot. And right there, you see how, look, I lift it up, boom, and it's cleaned up. Once again, you see that bulkiness right there. As I go up, I'm taking off the comb. I start real nice and tight. If you notice, the comb is tied to the scalp, but then when I go up, it's kind of lifted up. And in between the hair of the axis, you see how it's gray, the comb. When you pass it, see, make sure the scissor is between the comb, and then you're gonna see the axis of the bulkiness coming in between of the comb, and that's how you fade in with the combs and the scissors. And then you clean it, and you see that bulkiness right there. Then you take it right there, right there, right there, right there, and right there. Then you comb it and keep doing that. Now this is another technique, like I said, another angle I couldn't explain yesterday in my other video, but I use it this way because I could pick and see. You see the axis right there? That's gonna be my guideline. Once I pick it, and from that angle to that angle, I see the other half that I have to cut. From that angle to that angle, watch. You see the axis in the middle because I picked the other one. It let me know right there. Also, I pinched the hair, and you see the axis in the middle. Once I have one guide of that I cut, I know how much I have to cut. This way, if I ever happen to cut with my scissors, try to cut myself, the part of the finger, where I get cut, it will not cut. It will not cut me or will hurt me because I mean I will still get hurt, but it will not be so bad in the opposite way. Like some people do it with the hand the other way, and the cartilage, the extra skin from bending it, and it could take. I seen some scary stuff. Right now we're gonna use Pump It Up. It's a hairspray, which it freezes it in instantly. Right now, what I'm saying is keep away when you spray it 5 feet away. Put as much, so because the hair it gets so spiky and whatnot. You want the hair to freeze it enough to have. I mean, some people put more or less. I put as much as I please in order to get it. Right now, I'm passing the blow dryer, and notice I don't stay in the same place, and I don't put it too close to the scalp, because if you put it too close, you will burn the climb. See, I'm using it. You see how I'm freezing and molding the hair to stay flat, and that's how I cone it, and I do it, and I blow dry it until I get it the way that I like it, and that's how I do my blow drying the hair. So yeah, that section right there. Once you do it the other side, now you're gonna lift it up. You see, look at how nice, and the waves, and how it's turning. And now it is at this point is drying, so it's gonna be a little bit hard to kind of get it. But then with the other way, to the side, to the right, and then lift it up. Right now we're using the T outliner. This machine is even though it's a T outliner. The difference between, some people ask me what kind of blade I use. The blade that I'm using is a GTX. The difference between the GTX compared to the T outliner, the tooth are more deeper, so you could get a better crispy lineup. Right now, like I said, I'm explaining that every time you use the corners, those little corners, the extra that blades have, it's like a pencil. So you could draw one corner, you see that corner, draw that little corner right there, and then once I use it flat, I use it for the flat line right there. And then when I'm going for that to do the arch, I use that corner, boom, and the other corner, and I do the arch. And then I go and see the little hairs that kind of bother me, and I do the eraser. That's what I'm trying to say. You get the point. Right now I'm still doing. See, if I start from the middle, then I go back to the middle and start, and I use the corner with that corner right there. Don't push it back. Even look, they may look like if you got hair, doesn't have hair, with the hairspray dried up, it makes like a shiny glow, and when you pass it, it kind of give you a nice gut line, and you want to keep it natural. Right now we're gonna do the part. And we're gonna do it never do it too thick, because if you do it too thick, it's like a highway on 495. You don't want that to look like that. You don't want to look like Moses could pass through the Red Sea. So yeah, you go first the way that I did it, and then now down, and you keep going over, but nice. You don't push it too hard. You brush it, then you go again to the other section until you see that every hair is clean. That there's no hair in between, but you keep it nice and not too thick, but thin. It looks a lot better. Now we're gonna fade in the beard. Right now we're using a 1, and you take the bulkiness, because right now you're gonna see the difference when I fade it in. So now I go 1.5, and I go a little lower. Now we're gonna go back to 1/16, and we're gonna close it, and you see that? Look at the darkness going away. Then you open, and then you go a little higher. See, I could have done it like that right away, but always, if you could do it little by little, you'd be safe than sorry than doing it the other way around. Now we're gonna use the half, and then we're gonna stay small stroke right there until you see the blending taking place. And right now it's completely 0. Boom. And right now I'm using a number 2 right there, and we're gonna go a little lower right there where I see the darkness of right there, until all that darkness goes away and blend in. Always use the brush, and you know, keep it nice and simple right there. Now I'm passing the T outliner. We're outside doing box it out, taking those long hair. I could do it just with the blade, but I don't want to do that. I like to just trim it the best that I can with the T outliner first, and then I pass the blade. Then I go the other side, same thing. I could this is another scenario. If you even wanna, I go number 2. You see that bulkiness right there? Boom. You see how it don't look so dark and it doesn't stand up too much, but you still see how dark it is. Watch this. Now we're gonna pass number 1. See, number 1, and we're gonna right there in that section that I'm pointing, and then we're gonna close the level and we're gonna stay right there. Smoke stroke right there. Then you open the level, that's 1.5, and we're gonna go a little bit down, right? Then we go 1/16 again, 1/16, and we're gonna close level and we're gonna stay right there. And then we're gonna open a little bit the level, and then we go down, open a little the level, boom. Now we're gonna flat, no guards. We're gonna go with the half, and we're gonna right there, small stroke, shorter, and as I go lower, I open it and then brush it. Now we're gonna go with the T outliner, and we just maintain the beard as much natural as possible. Get out of the way, Jeffrey. And yeah, so right now, then you brush it, then like the same thing that I did in the other side, then do it this side. At first, you know, don't do it like, oh, you know, some clippers, if you don't have it some trimmers, if you don't have it calibrated right, they're not gonna cut the hair so good or sharp as like that. But don't worry, because as long as do worry and don't worry. Why do worry? Because it's gonna bag you. You wanna have some heavy hitters, some good trimmers that one time you pass it and it feels like you don't even have to pass a blade. But then don't worry, because when you pass the blade, you eventually gonna get that sharpness that you're looking for. Right now I'm pointing that I have to, you know, take those long hairs that get into the mouth and will not let them eat right, because those whiskers, they're too long. Like I said, always use the corners of the trim, and then flat for flat lines, like right there, like I'm about to do right there. Boom. And then next step, okay, like I said, that corner I used to do you see, like to draw. That's how I do my drawing, with the corner. See, I only take with the corner, I use that corner, and then the other corner to clean that. Same thing in the other side, get the whiskers. And in that section, even if you have some nice trimmers that don't bother anything, just go safe and gentle. Don't go too hard on the client, because that does bother when you do it. The other day I had my barber do it to me, and it hurt me, and I don't like that. So just go gentle, you know, use the corner. And when you're working around the lips and everything, just because you have it doesn't bother, just go safe and soft. Right now I'm using the olive oil, and I put that much. That is medicated. I don't even have to use hot towel. Most of the time I use hot towel. It has menthol. It smells like Winter Fresh, like that gum Winter Fresh, the blue one. It smells just like that, but what it does, it opens the pores. Even, you know, I'm putting exactly where I'm gonna shave. He's gonna do his eyebrows, and you know, I'm putting it, rubbing it. I like to use Dorco, the blade. I put my napkin where I'm gonna wipe out every time I shave, tuck it in. I'm gonna use a Pacino blade razor and the combs, and right there. Now you're gonna see on this occasion I didn't put no hot towel, and you see how, look at the definition right away, how nice and smooth, it's see-through. You can see while you're shaving. Some people use Elegant. I use Elegance gel, but I like this one. The smell, it opens the pores, and when you pass it, it feels cool and like real cool. Like the sensation of the menthol with the blade, it feels like it's icing. Like it freezes it, put it real nice and cool. It doesn't irritate it no more at this point. When you put other creams, it irritates. It don't give like a, you know, with this one it give you a like cool sensation. It doesn't feel irritated. Right now, like I said, I'm passing right now the razor blade of Pacino. You can get it at Pacino, And right there, look, that finger, always grab with the finger, just because it's there, just stretch it out, so it stretch the skin, and wipe it up, wipe all the hair. I have, most of the time you will see in some of my videos that I wipe my blade sometimes in my hand. Is a thing that since I started, knowing that I have the napkin, I still wipe it in my hand. It's not safe, but I recommend you, if you could wipe it in the napkin, do it. Right now I'm using the combs and I'm brushing the hair, so you will see that chunk of hair right there. Like I said, I could have done it like that, the whole beard like that without the trimmer, but you don't want to do work double. You don't want to work. You want to work easy and whatnot. Right now, and scraping it down. First, I'm shaving it down. I'm going. You don't want to shave up right away. And you go nice and Now I'm going up. Now I'm shaving up. You see what I'm saying? If you notice, my blade, I always left like a little bit left out, because it's just like, that's my point. That's where I draw. Now we're gonna pass the blade in the comb, and we're gonna do it nice and gentle. And I expose my blade, so that way it gives like a nice, it's like a pointy, sharp drawing. If you don't expose your blade, you will go through a lot of blades, and you will not get that crispiness that you're looking for when you are making a shape, or when you doing what I'm doing right now. See, and then you see once the hairspray is dry, you're gonna notice that it's gonna throw some white stuff. And same thing with the shaving gel. Right there, I use the corner. Same thing that I do with the machines, I do it with the blade. The corners, I use the corners of the blade, and then when it's flat surface, I go completely flat. I pull the skin. Notice my hands. Jeffrey, get out of the way. I'm trying to explain the subscribers, and you in the way. They can't see, Jeffrey. Come on. Clowning around. So now that I shaved down, now I'm shaving up. I'm going nice and gentle, not rushing, and with the other hand I'm stretching the skin. You see that? And then I go small strokes. I don't have to hurry up, but watch on the right there. You see what watch? He has some hair right there. Watch. Wipe it. You see that? Now watch those hair right there. Right there. And that's where you want to do it, because sometimes when you do it up, that still you could see that it's not completely sharp. Mustard, same thing. Very careful. See, the two fingers hold the mustard. My hands, I always sanitize it, clean it. You don't want no funky business and hand smelling so funky. You want to have it, smell fresh. The hygienes have to be on point. You want people to when you have in your hands, I used to work even with gloves, to tell you the truth, before, but it's uncomfortable. And but yeah, just sanitize your hand, clean your hands, and before you start with any other client. Right now I'm doing the arch of the eyebrows. You see how I wipe it in my hand? Don't do that. I mean, I preach it, and I don't do it, and at times I just catch. It's the stuff that I do. But what I'm trying to say is just try to keep the eyebrows as much natural possible. Don't do them too thin. And yeah, that section right there is very delicate. Go real nice and soft. The eyebrows, like I said, keep it natural, the most natural that you can. Natural. Right now I'm using Magic Clip Core, and we're gonna go right, just barely touching it, just in top, just to get a nice room. And from this camera you can't hardly tell that much, but from the position that I record, when I record the other way, you can see what I'm saying. But what I is doing right now is just grooming. Watch the little hair right there. Watch. Let me see if you can see it right here. See it right there. You see how that was standing, and now, see, that's not taking volume with the guards. It just, you're only taking a little bit, just so it could give that nice trim look, and it's still nice and dark. And you see how nice fade in. Now I'm just shaving his neck, nice and gentle. That section is very sensitive. Make sure you do it, small stroke, real right there. Then same thing, those hair, this hair right there, the baby hairs that you cannot see, but girls, women's, the wifeys and the girlfriends check those sections. He leave you some hair there. I'm still go over it. Right now I'm gonna use a 1/16 to the mustard. It's too thick. You don't want the mustard too thick, so you want to bring it down a little bit. And you see how it looks. Now we're gonna use Elegance gel. I put a little bit. I recommend this gel. I sell it a lot at the barbershop, and it's a great product. I stand by it. I recommend it. Adds a lot of volume, especially for this kind of hair. Even though I put hairspray to freeze it in style. See how I use the napkin to wipe it off, all that gel and whatever. Everything is recycled. Everything has a purpose. Right now, I'm coning it to the right side, and then I lift it up, right? And you may think that it's done, but you see how nice, and you don't want it too perfectly. Now with a hand, it opens it up, and look at that. This is how he came before, right? And you're gonna see that after. Once again, subscriber, thank you for subscribing and comment. Thank you for your time. It means a lot. It means everything, and you making this channel happen. This is the after. Look at how it looks. Please subscribe. Please share this with anyone, and I appreciate it if you do that. Once again, thank you for tuning to Jeffrey the Master Barber. Peace.